Welcome to Things You Don't Know. School buses have changed enormously over the years. Engines changed, brakes changed, seats, lights, doors, and construction standards changed. But one feature has remained remarkably consistent: that unmistakable yellow color.
Oh, yeah. And believe it or not, somebody chose that unmistakable yellow color. hmm The familiar American yellow school bus can be traced largely to a national meeting held in New York City way back in 1939.
So, why yellow? Why the black lettering? And how did one particular shade become so recognizable that we can identify a school bus before we can even read the words on it?
Now, let's talk about what was going on before the school bus was yellow. And believe it or not, yes, that was the thing. Now, before the 1930s, school transportation was remarkably inconsistent. Some districts operated purpose-filled buses, others used trucks or modified vehicles. Rural children had earlier traveled in horse-drawn school wagons. There was no nationally accepted color either.
And there was another practical problem. School districts could set their own specifications, which made it difficult for manufacturers to produce buses efficiently on assembly lines, making them more expensive. Now, Frank W. Sayer, the professor of rural education at Teachers College, Columbia University, began studying the situation during the 1930s. He found a patchwork of local practices and standards. So, in April of 1939, Sear organized a national conference at Teachers College in New York City. Representatives came from all 38 states that existed in the Union at that time, along with school transportation specialists and manufacturers. Brilliant idea.
Yes, and this was considerably more serious than just deciding, oh, what color looks nice. This conference lasted for 7 days.
That lasted for 7 days. Can you believe it?
No, but that really does shed light on how serious it was, doesn't it, Dr. Weaver?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The participants voted on 44 standards, covering such things as body dimensions, ceiling heights, doors, aisles, and other aspects of school bus design. One of those decisions concerned color.
Now, most of those original 1939 specifications have kind of morphed and changed. The yellow survived.
Yes, it did. And Sire reportedly displayed about 50 different color samples on a wall for conference participants to examine. They eventually settled on the yellow orange shade that became known as National School Bus Chrome and later as National School Bus Glossy Yellow.
Yeah, we got to keep messing with things. Uh,
Absolutely. Gotta
yeah,
keep on morphing things.
yeah. And Sear himself reportedly considered the chosen shade closer to orange than ordinary yellow. That distinction matters to some extent. They weren't choosing the pale yellow of a lemon or the darker orange of a traffic cone. No, they were establishing a distinctive color specifically associated with school transportation.
One thing I'm interested in, why not red, Dr. Weaver? I mean, we already associate red with danger and stopping, so why not?
Well, because the purpose wasn't simply to communicate danger, the bus had to attract attention while traveling down the road. Historical accounts from Teachers College emphasize visibility, particularly during the morning and late afternoon hours when school buses commonly operate. Now, the yellow orange background also provided excellent contrast with black lettering.
Oh, yeah. So the familiar combination here is really important. Yellow vehicle, black lettering.
Yeah, that's correct. A driver needs to notice the vehicle and quickly understand what it is.
Now, there's a claim that you hear frequently. Yellow is chosen because it's simply the color that the human eye sees better than any other color. Is that accurate, Dr. Weaver?
No, not quite. That's really a bit of an oversimplification. Visibility depends on several things: illumination, brightness, contrast, the surrounding background, the size of the object, and where it appears in our field of vision. So there isn't one magical color that's always easiest to see under every condition.
But a large yellow-orange vehicle certainly stands out against many ordinary road backgrounds.
Yeah, you think about it. What's on the edges of roads? Trees and other stuff like that, houses. And this orange yellow vehicle, yeah, is right there, kind of hits you in the face. And that visibility is strengthened by that contrast. Black letters against a bright yellow surface are comparatively easy to distinguish. But something more important happened over time. Americans learned what that color means.
And that's probably the real reason that the color would be so difficult to change today. After generations of yellow buses, drivers don't have to read school bus before recognizing one. It just stands out. The color itself identifies the vehicle.
Exactly, Chandler. The NHTSA emphasizes the distinctive appearance of school buses as one of the characteristics that helps motorists recognize them. Modern buses add other unmistakable signals: flashing warning lights, specialized mirrors, and the familiar red stop arm that swings out when children are loading or unloading.
And when that red light is flashing and when that stop arm is extended, motorists are required to stop as provided by state law. NHTSA notes that every state has laws protecting children around stopped school buses.
So the yellow gets your attention. The warning,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely. And the warning system tells you what is happening.
Now, here's something surprising. Does federal law simply say that every school bus in America has to be yellow, Dr. Weaver?
No, not exactly. The NHTSA establishes federal safety standards for school buses, while states and local jurisdictions regulate many aspects of school bus operation and appearance. Federal highway safety guidance has long recommended the standardized yellow appearance, and the result is the extraordinary consistency we see across the country.
Yeah, which is why a school bus in Maine looks exactly recognizable. It looks exactly like the same thing to someone from Arizona.
And that's exactly what a standard is supposed to accomplish.
So here's the question that really matters here. Did Sears standardization movement actually improve safety?
We've got to be careful about claiming that the yellow paint itself caused a measurable reduction in crashes. There isn't a clean experiment comparing generations of identical yellow and non yellow buses. The larger movement towards standardized school bus design clearly became part of an increasingly sophisticated safety system. Today's buses don't rely on color alone. They have specialized construction, flashing warning lights, stop arms, cross view mirrors, rollover protection, high strength structures, and passenger protection features. NHTSA describes school buses as the most regulated vehicles on American roads. That was sort of surprising to me. And says that they are designed to be safer than passenger vehicles in preventing crashes and injuries.
And the statistics bear out the larger safety picture here. NHTSA continues to describe the school bus as the safest way for children to travel to school.
But there is a kind of interesting catch here. One of the greatest remaining dangers isn't necessarily sitting inside the bus, it's being outside it. NHTSA data covering 2012 through 2021 recorded 206 school age children killed in school transportation related crashes. 78 of them were pedestrians. That's why the lights, stop arm, mirrors, driver procedures, and motorists obeying the law are so critically important.
So the legacy of that 1939 conference isn't just merely a paint color. It is the idea that vehicles carrying children should immediately be identifiable and should follow specialized safety standards.
And more than 8 decades later, that particular yellow remains perhaps the most recognizable part of the entire system. You could go on, but I want to thank you all for joining us for another Things You Don't Know, quick and quirky kind of podcast.
Yeah, we hope you learned something and we hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to come back, like and subscribe. Bye for now.